Did you know that the passport index is a key factor in determining whether you need a visa to enter a country? Well, different passports from different nations throughout the world rate differently depending on their level of power. One of the strongest passports in the world, the US passport, is recognized as no passport required in over 189 nations. However, US citizens can travel to roughly 100 countries without a passport. But let's dissect it even more. So this list only includes exotic passport-free places to travel and enjoy cheap tropical vacation spots to cruise to. Without further ado, let's take a peek into some of these exotic places to travel to without a passport. US Virgin Islands. The terzetto of Caribbean islands that federate up these three islands under the US government without a passport. The archipelago of the Virgin Islands welcomes all US citizens without asking for a passport. You can experience the breathtaking nature with the same check-in without any prerequisites for an excursion trip. Thankfully, non-stop flights are available to St. John, St. Croix, and St. Thomas. From urban areas like New York, Miami, Washington, Chicago, Orlando, Atlanta, Philadelphia, Houston, Dallas, and Baltimore, these US islands are magnificently worth exploring. Transportation options include ferries, water taxis, boats, cruises, and car barges. The best months to travel are April through June or December through March. St. John Island. Do you want to discover this Virgin Islands hidden beauty? The natural splendor of the Caribbean Sea can be seen with your lovely eyes. It is the only well-known holiday destination throughout the entire archipelago. Make this one of your top selections while visiting the US Virgin Islands if you have a more extensive strategy for a potential excursion. Additionally, it is one of the most well-known locations where US citizens may enter the island without a passport or visa. In 1956, Lawrence Rockefeller cleared 5,000 square feet of the island to create the public park. The recreation area now occupies 66% of St. John's Emerald Island. It has hiking routes, fortified inlets, breathtaking seashores, submerged ocean nurseries, petroglyphs, and the beachside remains of illustrious sugar plants. A great place to get a broad view of these wonders is the Reef Bay Directed Climb, one of St. John's most beautiful strolling pathways. You can get around by boat, cruise, car barge, ferry service, or water taxi. The best time to travel is between mid-April to June or October to mid-April. St. Croix Island. One astonishing thing awaits you on the third island's sub-island. It is, however, the Virgin Islands territory that receives the fewest visitors, according to research on the travel sector. St. Croix is among the islands where visitors can enter without a passport. Tourists who want solitude and serenity can spend a few hours or days in traditional houses or thatched huts. Compared to the sibling islands, there is essentially no pollution here. The key sites here include the historically significant district of Christiansted, the island's largest municipality, as well as the sugar ranches, gardens, and coastal scenery along the Legacy Trail. The magnificent Buck Island Reef, the nation's most iconic underwater feature, is also located on St. Croix. You can get around by boat, cruise, car barge, ferry service, or water taxi. Travel is most enjoyable from April to June or from December to March. St. Thomas. St. Thomas makes the water island wonder all around it, and Virgin Island floats in its headship status. Since it was the first island to join the US Virgin Islands in 1996, it is known locally as the Last Virgin. Travelers who use ferries say they enjoy the cruise ship experience. To use this ferry to get from the shore to Water Island, the ruling administration makes no demands on the US citizens. A golf vehicle can be used to access the island's nearly 500 pieces of land, which are rich in aquatic life and prickly vegetation. There is no camping on Water Island except for accommodation that can be reserved ahead of time at one of the island's estates for glamping or living as a paying guest. Right now, the only document that US visitors to the US Virgin Islands need is a driver's license and nothing else. So this island can be added to the list of those who don't need passports. The Department of Motor Vehicles in other states may need photo ID cards if you don't have any other traveler documents. Transport options include ferries, water taxis, boats, cruises, and car barges. The best time to travel is between April and June when it's dry, between September and November when it's rainy, or between December and March when it's cold. Please don't dive in deep water as St. Thomas Island may be surrounded by sharks and whales, so keep this in mind wherever and whenever you explore. Additionally, US residents have the privilege of traveling to the Commonwealth Islands without a passport or visa. The US government is in charge of these islands and has jurisdiction over them. Puerto Rico. For Americans traveling abroad, this is a popular long holiday destination, as it appears Puerto Rico has a limited yet fascinating range of offerings. The island warmly welcomes all U.S. citizens and commands a prominent position on our list of locations where neither a passport nor a visa is required. This location may astound history enthusiasts. The old cobblestone streets, though, will amaze you. To inspire you inwardly, Old San Juan, the lush woods of the El Yunque Tropical Park, hidden mountain settlements, and the beach-infested beauties are here. Additionally, the even smaller islets of Vieques and Culebra will be enough to entice you to revisit. Travel options include air, sea, cruise, and car barge. The best time to go is from September to mid-December, from December to March, or from July to November, which is known as the shoulder season. Malaria pre-medication, a COVID-19 vaccination certificate, and medical history are precautions to be taken. Should always be carried with you when traveling because muggers and street crimes can ruin your trip. Avoid traveling alone in the evening or at nightfall. Guam Island. Another fey or enjoyable float in the Caribbean Sea is Guam Island. The central body imposes visa-free and no passport-required mobility on this island for U.S. citizens, similar to other islands with U.S. jurisdiction. If you're a food enthusiast, you may satisfy your appetite with a range of options from the alcapurrias street cuisine to some of the Caribbean's tastiest restaurants. Because of its stature, Puerto Rico has emerged as a culinary tourist hotspot. Guam Island's addition of liquid gustation is exclusive to the U.S. mainland. It indicates that this island is a destination for foodies and oceanic flora. Domestic flight travel is often available from JetBlue, Spirit, United, and other airlines for less than $300 per round trip, which adds to the affordability of a tropical getaway. Travel can be done via boat, cruise, or car barge. The best time to travel is July to November, which is the drizzy season. May and June, the dry season, or December to March, the moderate season. COVID-19 and viral diseases are precautions that should be taken. Vaccination and medical background whenever and wherever you travel. You should have a list of registered and authorized hotels and paying guests with you. You must protect the family's reputation. Northern Marianas Islands. The Northern Mariana Islands are a unique group of U.S.-controlled islands where you may experience the true spirit of the deep blue sea without needing a passport. These Micronesian islands, which are near Japan and Korea, are perfect for seasoned explorers. Take a boat ride to Managaha Island's tidal pond or dive into the well-known cave, a 70-foot deep limestone sinkhole that is home to reef sharks and ocean turtles. And be not awestruck. That's only the beginning. Travel farther from the island's rugged northern slopes on Saipan, the Northern Marianas' densest region, before closing with local foods like red rice, chicken kelagan, bolos aga, or banana donuts. This is the island where you can get a distant look at the mountains and skyline of Japan and Korea without needing a passport. Travel options include seasonal ferry service, indirect flights, boats, and car ferries. That period from December to June, known as the shoulder season, is the most ideal for travel. Wherever and whenever you travel, precautions to take include getting a COVID-19 vaccination certificate, getting a malaria pre-medication, and having your medical history on hand. Alright guys, that's all for today. If you enjoyed watching this video, please give us a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button for more.